I didn't expect this to hit so hard game on the Switch 2 so far. Ooh, Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, Age
Age
of
of
Imprisonment.
Yeah. Did not expect
Yeah,
that story to hit like it did. Oh, so good.
from the beginning to the end, like it's more than a Warriors game. Like it has a really great story across the board, and you really feel for a lot of the characters in this game, and to see how Link plays a role in this. It's just like wow. They
Yeah.
still were able to figure out how to take this character and make him be used in different ways.
Yeah. I think yeah, man, that is so good. I'm really like I'm fascinated at how Nintendo continues to expand the stories of their franchises right now, and
Mhm.
like how they're starting to we kind of talked about this before, but like Nintendo's always been gameplay first, and it's just really nice to see them kind of again, they're not like the greatest stories ever told, right? But like
Yes.
they're still impactful and like meaningful and things that you want to pay attention to now other than an afterthought, like a lot of especially like Zelda, like a lot of that kind of feels like an afterthought sometimes. But,
Yeah.
I feel like with this era of Zelda, like the story has really started to matter, especially with Tears of the Kingdom and now Age of Imprisonment has really mattered. So yeah, that would be my
Yeah.
pick.
All right.
Man, we're flying through questions. Marcus J writes in via Blue Sky. Hey, Pow Block crew, what's the one third-party franchise you think performs better on Switch 2 than anywhere else right now?
Pragmata.
Yeah, I mean, Pragmata's been selling pretty well. Man, I feel like Final Fantasy VII Remake did really well.
Yeah,
At least,
remake
at
did
least
really well. Yeah.
anecdotally, I would like to think that it did well. At least, and like Capcom, the two Capcom games this year have seemingly sold really well. Well, two of the three, right? Like it really does seem like Pragmata and Resident Evil 9 sold really well on Switch 2.
I will say Star Wars Outlaws performed very well on Switch 2. Sales numbers and recognition to
Hmm.
that have people really play a very great Star Wars games. And, it was a test to see of Ubisoft would thrive thrive off of this game.
Yeah, I also wonder if like maybe it feels that way because being Nintendo fans, we don't often hear about these games on this platform, right? And like people
Mm.
are just excited to have these games on the platform now. And, it not quite this level, but it feels like when we got Doom and Wolfenstein on Switch 1,
Yeah.
where like, and obviously it's a little bit better now. I just feel like the novelty of the third party game on Switch has worn off a little bit. But like the fact that like Resident Evil and Pragmata run as well as they do on this hardware and like people want it on this hardware is like enough to, you know, push that narrative forward, that even if it's not selling that well, it still feels
Mhm.
like it is because people are still talking about it being on the platform.
Yeah.
So, even if the sales numbers aren't there, like when Circana comes out or whatever, like the conversation is still being had and it still feels relevant. So
Yes.
I don't know, but hopefully it sold well. Like I want it to sell well. I want it to do well all the time, but we will see.
Yes, we will see.
All right.